Hello YouTube and people of the interwebs, welcome back to another Doctor Who video. In today's video I'm going to be discussing what you guys want to see from Season 1. Now, Season 1 is called Season 1 because of the reboot that Russell T Davies has done. This is the second time Russell's rebooted the numbering system for the show, but it does make a lot of sense because this acts as a new era, a new horizon. The Disney Plusification of Doctor Who has begun, but what can we expect from Ncuti Gatwa's first full season, and what do you guys want? Well, I asked you over on Instagram, and you sent in loads and loads of comments, sadly all of which I cannot read in today's video, but I'll read as many as I can. If you want a response to any other things you'd like in the season that I don't mention in this video, feel free to comment them down below, and I'll give you some responses or possibly use them in a future upcoming discussion Doctor Who video. Our first suggestion here is that they want a Martha Jones appearance. I agree, 100%. Martha is one of my favourite characters from the original Russell T Davies era, and also, logistically, we left her at UNIT. We know that Kate Stewart, UNIT, and former companions are a big part of this upcoming season, upcoming era. We've seen Kate Stewart in filming photos, etc. So I think it makes complete sense to bring her back. Logistically, it wouldn't feel like the way sort of Ace and Tegan were kind of thrown into Power of the Doctor a little bit randomly. It would feel relevant, and obviously Russell's back at the helm. Russell knows this character like the back of his hand. He created her. I think Martha coming back would be really fun, and I personally too would really enjoy seeing her back, just interacting with Millie Gibson and Kate Stewart and all of that. I think the dynamics would be cool. The only possible issue would be the fact that she was married to Mickey Smith, who is obviously played by Noel Clarke, but you can explain away Mickey's absence with a line or two. Russell knows what he's doing. Now, Rory Stock, the creator of the Daleks, in our Doctor Who fan film Echo's Destiny, little bit of self-promo there, go and check out the trailer on the channel, or the two prior episodes, Echo's End and Echo's Return, all available for you to view now. Go and check it out. Anyway, Rory suggests, be more like the Christmas special. Take it slow and focus on the characters more. I agree and I don't agree. I think, yes, the pacing is a little bit of an issue from Russell's revived era. The 60th anniversary, almost every episode apart from Wild Blue Yonder, including the Christmas special, the ending is a bit like, bang, and we're done. He does get it really, really good on characters though, so focusing on the characters, I think Russell will definitely do that. He is like a king of British TV, possibly the best at writing character drama. However, I am sick to death of the conclusion to episodes just being press some buttons, or the goblin ship just fades away. We need a little bit more, climax and a little bit more oomph to the endings of these specials and episodes going forward. I'd 100% agree. And now, it's not like Russell has never done this. A perfect example is, I guess, Smith and Jones from Series 3. I rewatched that the other day, and Russell didn't have the ending with just pressing buttons and the day is saved. There were lots of clever little things. Martha got to prove herself. She'd picked up on stuff the Jadoon left. There was loads of ramping up of tension, and it didn't feel just like pressing buttons to save the day. It felt like a proper, nice, dramatic ending. So hopefully Russell brings those back for the new season. Now, Jeevan says, just more incision from people of other walks of life. Yeah, I agree. I think that's one of the things about the 60th anniversary that meant a lot to a lot of people, was the inclusion and the representation shown within those episodes. Also, from a viewer's perspective, it's just really entertaining to see new stories and new people, not the same old type of characters that we've been following for many years. Having new, different stories to tell is always a good option, and I think Doctor Who is a perfect sort of vehicle for social commentary and introducing kids to important ideas and making sure that they don't fall down the ever-prevalent right-wing rabbit hole of the internet, which a lot of people end up falling into these days. Official Dan B says, I'm hoping we get a new Dalek design and that they actually manage to sort of keep it secret. Yeah, 100%. Daleks, I feel, because as I mentioned at the start of the video, we're going back to Season 1. The prior two Season 1s start with Daleks toward the beginning. Like, I think it's the second serial of classic Doctor Who, then episode 5 of New Who. I think maybe go with the finale for the Daleks in this new era. A lot of people will be watching it for the first time on Disney Plus, and you can't really have Doctor Who without the Daleks. Like, they're such a staple, such an iconic part of the show, and such a big reason why so many people love them. So, yeah, 100%. Daleks in Season 1 somewhere, yes. And a redesign. The 2005 Time War Daleks are sick, but I am sick of them. We have seen them so much. It would be lovely to get a new Dalek design, and yeah, keep it secret, because the revolution of the Daleks design leaked everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Keeping it secret till the episode drops would be very tricky, but also very impressive and very fun. Another suggestion here is slower pacing and better endings, and Daleks, of course. We've kind of covered both of those points, and yeah, definitely better endings and Daleks. What is there not to love there? Now, this one is more controversial. A conclusion to the Timeless Child arc. We know that Russell is keeping this arc going. He's not just going to ignore it. He's not going to forget about it. Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor mentions in the church on Ruby Road he's an orphan. It's not like it's being swept under the rug. The Toymakers also had that line where he's talking about, oh, I made a jigsaw of your history, so who knows what to believe anymore. All we do know now is that the 15th Doctor still believes himself to be an orphan. The events of the Timeless Child did happen, and I think, yeah, as for a conclusion, I don't want to know everything. Like, the show is called Doctor Who, and at the moment it's living up to that title. Not even the Doctor knows who they are. Like, there's so much mystery surrounding their origin story, their backstory. All of that drama, I think, should be kept. So, maybe emotionally concluding the Timeless Child arc would be nice, as him and Ruby share that foundling bond, but don't let us know more about the Timeless Child. I don't want to know where the Doctor came from. I don't think ever. I think it ruins the mystery of Doctor Who, which is what the show's named. Our next suggestion is that Ruby's character should be explored more, and Mrs. Flood should be Susan, or the Rani, or Ruby's Gran, and I say, why not all three? I mean, obviously not, that would be a bit random, but yeah, having Mrs. Flood be an important character, especially if she's related to Ruby, I think that would be really interesting. If you want to see a full video breakdown of who I think Mrs. Flood could be, go and check it out on the channel. That video's done surprisingly well, so thank you to everybody who's watched, liked, shared and subscribed from that video. Really means a lot. Our next suggestion is a tough ask, but a new iconic monster. We haven't really had one since The Silence. Yeah, I agree. I think Russell is probably the best at coming up with monsters, maybe Stephen Moffat, but there's something about, like, even just Beep the Meep. I know they're from the comics, but the Meep was such a cool villain. The Wraith Warriors were really cool. The Knot Things from Wild Blue Yonder, they were fantastic. And I know the Toymaker is a villain from Classic Who, but he's not really. Like, he was completely reinvented in a modern context for the giggle, and I think Russell does that perfectly. I also think the Goblins had a lot of potential, sadly, because they didn't really speak, and the Goblin King never got like a proper confrontation with Ruby or the Doctor. They fell a little bit short. I think Russell's great at coming up with monsters, like the Slitheen. I want more Slitheen, well, not more, new Slitheen, something new, a new alien, 10 out of 10. Go for it, Russell. And then our final suggestion I'm going to read today is hide behind the sofa moments. I agree, 100%. Not to sound like I'm trying to be like, oh yeah, look how cool I am, but it's very rare that Doctor Who scares me. Because, I don't know, I feel like I've seen so much of it, I'm never like, oh my god, that alien's terrifying, but I do want that. And there are occasional times it happens, like Blink, the Weeping Angels, I know everyone talks about it, but they're so good in that. In Listen, that's really spooky, and I will admit, at the end of Wild Blue Yonder, I was genuinely terrified for Donna's sake. I thought Donna was going to die at the end of that episode when you get the fake-out death and the 14th Doctor's picked the wrong Donna. That moment had me so tense. I hope we get more stuff like that. That would be really fun to see. And obviously Doctor Who's got to live up to the whole old people going, I used to hide behind the sofa when I watched John Pertwee, or whatever. Yeah, hide behind the sofa moments, definitely. But that does bring us to the end of today's video. As ever, if you did enjoy, please do remember to like, comment, subscribe. Before I end the video, I do just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who watches this channel. This is the final video of the year. 2023 is concluding, 2024 is on the horizon, and that will see the release of Echo's Destiny, our fan film, loads more content. I'll be covering all of Season 1, doing podcast-style videos, etc. So ask me questions, ask me suggestions. What videos do you guys want to see before Season 1 comes out? Because it's still 4 or 5 months away, so we've got time to make some more content. Who would you like to see back on the channel? And yeah, just put in loads of suggestions, etc. And as I say, this year has, it's gone really, really well for the channel, and it's allowed me to keep it as a job. Like, I have done YouTube as my source of income this year while being a student, which means the world. Thank you very much to everybody who's watched a video, liked a video, subscribed, etc. You've also allowed me to create the fan film that will be released next year. Yeah, I'll stop waffling. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye!